It's been a while since we've talked about Ubisoft or Star Wars Outlaws, but there's actually a funny story that's going around that I do want to talk about involving this game and the CEO of the company, who's blaming Disney for the game failing, which is kind of funny. You know, Disney, they haven't done a very good job with Star Wars. They did get one win this year with Andor, though. Andor did good. Seems like people like it, and the ratings for it were actually good. They finally got a win. After how long? They finally got a win? But a win is a win. But before Andor, nobody really was saying anything positive. We just had a bunch of flops. Ahsoka didn't do very well. The Acolyte really took a dump. Boba Fett took a dump. I would argue Season 3 of The Mandalorian underperformed. And you also had this game. This game was a terrible flop as well. And there's a lot of reasons for that. It's not just Disney that caused this game to fail, by the way. Ubisoft, a lot of this is on them because for the most part, Star Wars games are pretty removed from the live action stuff. And the reason I say that is because you can look to the Jedi games that EA was making. The one, a Jedi Survivor, and then there was another one. The first one is the best one. I can't even. Fallen Jedi, Fallen Order. That one's really good. It's like Dark Souls, kind of. It's like a Dark Souls light. Games will do just fine with or without the relevancy of the live action products on Disney because gaming's a whole different medium, and Star Wars used to have a good track record with video games. I think the Jedi Survivor games are okay, but this game, there was a lot of things going against it. Number one, you can tell Han Solo was the original star of this game, and then they changed him out for this lady who, by the way, looks nothing like her real-life counterpart. Then don't forget about the bugs that were in the game. Tons of bugs in this game. In fact, there were entire videos of 10-minute bugs and game-breaking moments that came out thanks to the 3-day early access. Don't forget the game crashed for the 3-day early access people. They had to wipe their game and completely start over. It was a shit show. Now, I do agree with him that the Star Wars brand is in a bad place. It's not a guaranteed sale to have Star Wars on your product. The product needs to be good. Everything leading up to this game was a shit show. They were attacking people that were criticizing the game, calling them chuds and all that shit. You know, the usual tactic to try to shame people into buying this game, trying to call people sexist for pointing at the obvious that the character in the game is kind of fugly, which makes no sense because the woman she's based on is not. But they literally changed her nose, broke her nose, gave her kind of a more masculine face, really, in a lot of ways. Changes that didn't need to happen. And, of course, if you talked about that, you were a sexist. But the game could have risen above. A good Star Wars game, I think, will do just fine, but they chose to go down this weird direction with it, and it backfired in their face. Keep in mind, didn't they make this game kind of live service-y and stuff? Like, there was the monetization, that Jabba the Hutt DLC that you had to pay for. They made this game controversial on top of wherever the brand is. So, yeah, the brand's in a bad place, but you didn't do yourself any favors by making the game mediocre shit. So, Ubisoft CEO has chalked up Star Wars Outlaws' lackluster performance to the choppy waters of the sci-fi saga's fandom. Addressing shareholders at a recent Q&A, he didn't reflect on the game's own performance issues, bugs, or complaints about repetitive gameplay, instead saying Outlaws was released at a time when the brand that it belonged to was in a bit of choppy waters. It's true that the Star Wars brand has been taking a bit of a battering lately, with a middling reception to Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker and lower than hoped for viewership of Disney spin-offs like Boba Fett and the Acolyte, but attributing Outlaws' mixed reception to broader issues with the fandom has raised a few eyebrows among fans for feeling slightly reductive. And they're not wrong here. I find it funny that they're admitting this game is a failure, though, because I remember a lot of these outlets defending the hell out of it, saying, you gotta play it, it's so great. And also a lot of these outlets saying that it's actually just a bunch of racists that are hurting the Acolyte, but yet here you admit it failed. Just kind of funny to me. But yeah, Ubisoft, this is funny. And it also is kind of, I would think, damaging to the relationship that they have with Lucasfilm and Disney. Like, here you are trashing their brand. As much as I agree that, yeah, Star Wars is in a bad place, I'm also not the CEO of a company that needs a license to make a game. Like, I would imagine they would want to make another Star Wars game eventually, because I do think you can make some success there if you do it right. Like, maybe next time use Han Solo and not this weird bitch. Like, maybe do that. And, you know, if they just put Han Solo in this would have probably made the game a hit. I'm going to be real. If you had just put Han Solo in this, and you could have, it would have worked. That would have probably have brought you more money. But you chose not to do that. So he did not make note of the game's own technical problems on arrival. For example, IGN's own Star Wars Outlaws review, in which we ordered the game a 7 out of 10, highlighted repetitive combat and a few too many bugs at launch. Shouldn't that make the game a 5? You knew the game was broke. The game was a piece of shit. And this review, I'm pretty sure, came out before the game came out. And that was before they even started patching it. The game was mixed in controversy, which is true. It's very polarized. Very polarized. So they didn't help themselves with any of this. And I would say that these comments are probably going to get them some backlash, I would imagine, with Disney, because you're blaming them. It's their fault the game failed. I would imagine that's not going to go over well, especially with someone like Kathleen Kennedy. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll still get to work on another game. Who knows? But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. Do you think he's right? Do you blame him? I personally think it's a combination of both. It's the brand being weak and the fact that the game didn't do very well. Let me know what you think about all of that in the comments. Also, if you would, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video, throw a like up. Also, check out my comic book campaign. It ends on the 26th, so don't wait too long. Jump in. Covers A, B, and C, especially C, very limited. And the books are printed, by the way. We have print these books. So the numbers now are set. So don't wait too long. We will likely run out of cover C. So if you're interested in these, make sure you check it out before the time's up. And remember, cover D is only $17. So check it out, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
The year is 1945. World War II rages from the halls of Buckingham Palace to the shores of the Nile River. Even now, the clash between freedom and tyranny is about to boil over. Somewhere in North Africa, 2 American flyboys are soaring high on a reconnaissance mission, searching for clues to a peculiar new obsession, with the occult gripping the Nazi high command.